Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Mr. Rupesh.
Okay. Keshav, can you hear me?
Yeah, your voice is coming, but it's breaking a bit.
Hello. Hello. So I think let's get started. I
Yeah, I think your voice is very
just
fine,
want to let you
so
know
you can continue with this voice.
if
Please start the webinar. Thank you.
okay. Let's get started. Today we are going to talk about basically three things, in our agenda. Number one is the testing from the cloud. Number two is, first we are going to discuss what is cloud all about, and then what are different flavors of the cloud, and then number two we are going to talk about testing of the different cloud implementations, and then number three, seeing how to using the cloud for better testing environment control. So these are three aspects which we'll be covering up today, into the session today. So first of all, what is cloud?
Interrupting
So
me.
we want to see that what is cloud. So
Can you
cloud
please
is
get
a
the people
style of computing in
full
which
screen mode?
dynamically scalable and often virtualized resources are provided as a service over the internet. So I repeat again, cloud is a style of computing in which dynamically scalable and often virtualized resources are provided as a service over the internet. Users need not have knowledge of, experience in, or control over the technology infrastructure in the cloud that supports them. And the flavors of the cloud computing are software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Now, I think we need to understand that how this thing fits in. So let's look at the implementations. Number one is we have a deployment model, right? We want to see what kind of models are being deployed. Number one is private cloud, number two is community cloud, number three is public, number four is hybrid. And then we have delivery models, software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Essential characteristics: on-demand self-service, ubiquitous network access, rapid elasticity, location-independent resource pooling, and meshed service. So first what I'll do is I'll read through it. Then I'll kind of give you a small like a kind of a walkthrough of what I mean to say of all the concepts. And then looking at foundational elements / enablers. Number one is virtualization. Number two, distributed computing. Number three, automatic systems. Number four, grid technology. Number five is broadband networks. Number six is Web 2.0. Right? You must have heard about Web 1.0. Now you must have heard in the last couple of years of Web 2.0. Then service-oriented architectures. SOA stuff you must have heard quite a bit. In the last 5 to 10 years, free and open source softwares and web application frameworks. Browser as a platform, interesting. So see, browser as a platform, the concept is coming like what Google calls it, right? Google calls it that you have a, we are going to build an operating system which not have a CPU the machine. You will log into browser and then you will be virtually accessing all the data from a cloud or all your applications also, right? And then we have service level agreements and we have utility computing. Okay, so first let's go to deployment models. Deployment models, what is the meaning of those ones? See, there are different ways of deploying the private community, private public and hybrid applications, right? And out of which you can see that how it is being deployed, right? So number one is to look at is private. Private is a kind of cloud system where company buys a particular company or sets up their own public data center, right? And then they assume that everything is going to be like controlled by them. And then community cloud is like group of people, right? Like 5 people, 10 people, 20 people have come together, different companies, and then they're using that service as a cloud. And then we have public cloud. Public like Amazon or Rackspace or Google.com kind of companies. And then we have hybrid cloud, right? Then mixing all, now you have all 4 combinations of clouds. You can pick and choose based on the priorities of your organization, right? So that will help you to understand that that how it fits in, right? And now coming to other things, software as a service. So what is the example of software service? I'll show you. I'll take you to the next slide. I think that will help you to better understand what is the concept of software as a service. Okay, here is software as a service. Here, if you look at it, software is like Salesforce.com, Flickr.com, Slideshare.net.com, Microsoft Office Live, various applications where you can rent it out on a website and then use it for number of days and number of hours you want, right? That is the example of a software as a service. Now coming to the example of platform as a service, you will have it provide complete environment for deploying, developing and hosting applications, hardware, operating system, storage. So all the platforms like Google App Engine or different other platforms, online platforms, where you can develop the application, you don't have to actually buy a software on a disk or install it, because you can rent it. Let's say you need Visual Studio for 2 days. You don't need to go through lengthy licensing process of procuring it. Rather, you can go online and utilize it, right? And then you have the third one example is you have a infrastructure as a service, right? Infrastructure service is a purely hardware or network driven, right? There's no other operating system or software being given as part of this service, right? So it makes a sense if you look at it. So infrastructure as a service will eventually help you to provide the same service on a rent basis, right? If you want 20 machines for 1 month, you can get it from there. If you want 30 machines for 1 month, you can get it from there, right? So these kind of things. Now let's go next. So I hope you at least got a basic idea of it. What I'm trying to say that software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service, right? Now coming back over here. So now you could see it over here that I have different models: private, community, public, and hybrid, and delivery models for software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. And then we have essential characteristics associated with that one, and we have foundational elements, right? And these are the things which we are looking over here, right? Now once we have done this thing, so we should look at this one. That so I will give you guys 1 minute to read through this slide again yourself and have an understanding of that one. Okay. So I hope you got time to go through it. I would still give 1 more minute for you to have a very relaxed look at this slide, because this is the most important part of it. Even if you want to take 1 to 2 notes, you can take it, right? I'll give you a couple of minutes, still a few minutes more. Okay, I'm hoping you guys have got at least a good feel over the whole thing. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I think proceed to the next one. Okay. So I'm hoping you are going to looking at this slide, having a good look over the slide, so that you are hands-on with the slide, because this is one of the most important slides of the whole thing. So this is the summary of what it is, and now let's go to benefits of cloud computing. Number one is offsite, number two is virtual, number three is on demand. On demand, I hope you understand, right? So, you can borrow processors, memory, network, bandwidth, usage, and everything. Okay, and subscription style it can go monthly basis, it can go quarterly basis, and it can go yearly basis. And shared is to achieve economies of scale, squeeze workloads from multiple customers onto the same physical machines. Economy of scale. So you can hopefully understand this concept that like many times same machine is being shared by multiple applications. Right? Just to get a better basically usage of the hardware. It's simple. It's a base. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, like web-based, like I'll tell you an example. Like in Google, what people do is they don't have a CPU, local CPU. What they do is they don't have any local hard disk concept, right? They go to login machine. The moment they log in the machine, they will go to virtual cloud. Okay. In the virtual cloud, they have access to whole data, all the data they have, and then they will catch the data out of that particular place. Okay. Just wanted to give you an idea. So I'm hoping you guys are still on the same page with me. At least you have developed basic understanding. We talked about what is cloud, what are flavors of cloud, and then deployment models and delivery models, and we have talked over here benefits of cloud. Okay, and then cloud. Now coming over here, software as a service and platform as a service and infrastructure as a service. Right. So software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. All three things are very interestingly. They have. I got this actually nice kind of slide from one of the blogs. And I thought, I'll put it into my lecture also. It's eventually what it is showing is that it has like different service providers of different companies, and who are being okay. So this you can see. So the cloud Verizon, MP, Google app, and now coming. So I'll give you
your voice is not coming clearly.
Security and scalability, availability.
Your voice is not clear. It's not audible to attendees. earlier, but somehow, from last 2 minutes,
Yeah.
it is breaking a lot.
I'm hoping so total cost of, so if you look at cost of operations, here it is band conversion by D, right? So we have here diagnostic. If you look at operations higher, you can be shared storage your own machines, shared between the same, and now they move over there. Like SaaS, and then the billion people by deal will go by electricity in the US is consumed by data centers. A new service added to cloud for every 600 smartphones or 120 tablets. Now here comes the boom, the bang. It's a big slide. Okay. You look at this slide. Here you from an infrastructure as a service provider. Here is the provider name. Here is the different features being compared. I think if I kind of take time on it, I might even take 20 minutes. I'll try to be fast in a couple of minutes itself. Look at left side. I think I'll give you some time to first read through it, and then I'll myself will speak on it. Your time starts now. I'll give you 30 seconds to browse through this PPT. Okay. I'm hoping everyone has got a feel of it. So okay, let's discuss then on the slide. Okay. So what I'm talking is here you have on the left hand side Amazon EC2 provider, right? And then you have Bitrefinery, GoDaddy, GoGrid. Some other companies you must have heard about it if you have ever used any kind of simple cloud service. Amazon, GoGrid, hosting.com, that is SLA, data centers, certification, scale up, scale out, support, monitoring, APIs, various features of it, right? Which we have compared. So I'm hoping you have got at least a bit of feeling of it, even though it might be a more exhaustive deck for you as of now to look at it, but at least for me, layman perspective got it. So here is one of the another things, Microsoft data center. Microsoft has set up a data center in Dublin, which is almost like $0.5 billion US dollar investment. All right, so it's amazing. Like the bigger companies like Microsoft, Google, or Facebook, these kind of companies, how much money they spend in managing the data centers. Like if you look over here for the Google, there are about 36 data centers in all, 19 in US, 12 in Europe, and 3 in Asia, and 1 in each in Russia and South America. Future data center sites may include Taiwan, Malaysia, Lithuania, Blythewood, South Carolina, where Google has reportedly bought that much of land. Even in India, they're planning to invest $1 billion for setting up a data center. They're still they're still looking at it, at how to do it. So now we have talked about it, but I'll give you a brief recap of what we have done till now so that you are with me. Number one, we talked what is cloud, flavors of cloud, implementations, benefits, different advantages, the total cost of operations, SaaS and S, and then some facts and figures. Important one, cloud pricing compared, and then we have got it, concern issues with the clouds. So I'll again give you 30 seconds, 1 minute to read through it. Go through this slide, then I'll explain in myself, in detail. Okay, I'll do it. So concerns and issues with the cloud one, you can see the security, performance and availability, and number 4 is hard to integrate. These are 4 things which are very, very important to get it sorted out. Security, performance and availability, these are the 4 things which we really need to sort it out in our any kind of in any kind of cloud setup, right? So I'll show you next one. Once I go from here, next one is again trust, security, availability, and SLAs, and data and regulatory compliances. These are a couple of very, very important aspects in the cloud story which really impact people. Like regulatory compliances. I'll give you examples. Data centers in multiple countries. So when you change countries, right, the regulations of that particular government will change, and eventually they will affect you that way. Like you might have read about it that Facebook and Google and other companies have to have got the warning from Government of India for keeping a certain type of content on their site. Previously they said they would like to operate like US, but then finally they have bent down themselves to Indian government's rules, and they are operating in that direction. So these kind of problems are very much typical these days. A few years back, Google got into a tough time with with one of the European countries because of legal battle. So that's very much obvious that it can be a problematic out there. So you have to understand that these 2 concerns which are shown over here are very much important. Concerns with the cloud, especially from security, performance, availability, hard to integrate, and also regulatory requirements, right? This can be a big problem. Now another is like it may happen that you bought a cloud service but it's down. It's down, like, right? And here shows the even costing analysis of if it is down, right? If I look over here, it has like total downtime by the industry in US dollars, like brokerage services, energy, telecom, right? $2 million per hour. Okay. Let's go to next one. I think I have to hold on people.
Hello, your voice is not coming, Mr. Rupesh.
Sorry, I have to take this as again. The problem happened when my laptop got rebooted. I'm in the outside in the
Hello?
yes.
Hello?
Audio pin is 101.
Yeah. I'm
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, who is this?
Hello. लगे रहने दो
हेलो
बोलो ना, यही बोलो. I think we are on there on the line.
हेलो
इसको बोलो, इससे बात करो, केशव. delivery models. Okay. Hello.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now we can continue. Thank you.
Okay, I'll continue now. So eventually, I was telling what are the benefits of it, right? And then looking at it, the service deployments and advantages, and then we looked at it, what is the total cost of operations, software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Okay. So eventually what we have done is we have compared the cloud pricing, we looked at it, and now here is the Microsoft data center, which we talked about that how the data centers are being run, what are the number of data centers, technology and all that stuff, right? And then we looked at 4 to 5 major problems: security, performance, availability, integration, and regulatory. These are the 5 major issues with the cloud deployments, right? And then we showed the cost also associated with the downtime. Now we are onto the testing of the cloud implementations. So here I'll be reading a certain testimony from the Keynote Corporation, which will be very nice to see. Testing all the layers from your service application to the cloud service provider is something testers will have to become efficient in, said Vic Chaudhary, Vice President of Product Management and Corporate Development, Keynote Systems Inc. It's a shift for the tester too. For example, Chaudhary said, if you build an application and use the BlackBerry to access manufacturing application hosted by a cloud company like Salesforce. Salesforce does certain amount of testing to ensure that servers are available, etc. But when it comes to the application itself, does it run on 2 phones or 50 phones? Do you have a long page to load? When it comes to performance, you are not depending just on the application, but on all the providers. And do you have DSL or dial-up line or a mobile device? Performance testing by nature is normative, right? So you can see what are the different opportunities for the testing service line over here. So what are things which are common in the testing service cloud-based application? Requirement-based testing coverage, risk-based testing, test plans / test phases, test cases / test data and test automation, defect management, use of offshore resources, and virtualization. What is different? Shared multi-tenant test environment, security, test user IDs, SSIDs, integration of on/off-premise systems, performance / volume test, defect isolation, documentation of out-of-the-box requirements, release management. And then testing cloud functionality, right? What do you do? You will test the base installation, then deployment, then configuration, then customization, then usage and utilization, right? So now till this point, let me just stop at this particular slide. You guys should just have a look at the slide so that we are not going too fast. Okay. Now next one is what's different about testing of the cloud-based application. This is what is different. Then we looked at testing of cloud functionality. Now we will be looking at testing of the software, cloud-based software. Number of multi-platform support. You need to make sure that the combination of physical and virtual machines can work on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and also on the IE, Firefox, Chrome, and Safari browsers. Localization testing. Since our platform is used by people around the world, we make sure that we support the use international characters, right? Because you need to see that your application is supported with multiple languages, right? Customization testing. Every software will need to customize according to each particular customer. Let's say I want to use email. I am a corporate Wipro and another is corporate Infosys. Wipro would like to have certain features, Infosys would like to have certain features, Reliance would like to have certain. So that's why we need to look at that customization is possible. Deployment and installation is easy and supporting boosting environment, especially the deployment is running in distributed environment. Yeah, it's again very important to see when you deploy in distributed environment, is it being hosted properly? Like if I'm using Salesforce.com, right, I cannot have any kind of option in which I can say that if I'm Wipro, I'm using Salesforce my sales prediction, but Infosys obviously cannot have access to that data, right? If it is having, then it's very dangerous. So obviously your site need to have the data integrity. Variable licensing. Different clients may like to have different kinds of licenses to the SaaS application. The variation may be in number of users, available functionality, or other factors. In a multi-tenant environment, restricting users to access their data only. Functional testing in aspect of different time zones, mainly for the time date operations as SaaS applications globally used. And then the test environment, choosing the in-house or external or hybrid cloud partner provider for testing application. Automation testing, converting some of the reusable test cases into subroutines for reuse and also using it for data-intensive levels. Live updates and deployments. Since the software is being used for people worldwide, devising strategies which can help to reduce the download while giving updates. Okay, so I'll stop at slide number 1. So basically, the slide, it has 3 slides. SaaS testing based application. 1, 2, 3. I've explained the 1 and 2. I'll stop at 1 first. You to have a review of it, and then we'll go to 2 and 3. I'll pause for 1 minute on 1 and then go to that. Okay, I'll take it up to now the next one. This is the next slide. I'll hold on for 1 minute more. Okay, let's go to slide number 3, testing of the SaaS-based application, disaster recovery and rollback procedures. To bring down the system with the same machine or with the new ones that require installation and configuration. Rollbacks to last known stable state version, including data. And then next is synchronization testing. Since SaaS systems have mirrors around the world that require us to make sure synchronization and interaction between all these servers works correctly. Same ways, integration testing. System composed from multiple interacting applications or parts, and here it is more around the integration testing area. For example, if you're using Gmail, how will it will integrate with regular MS Office products, right? And now the test tools for SaaS testing of SaaS-based applications. Some are very generic ones, some are very specific ones like Neoload, Loadstorm, or SUA Stars Cloud Test. These are very, very specific to cloud-based applications. Okay, so here is a typical cloud-based architecture where we are looking at a very, very heterogeneous environment, not a simple application where client is there, application service there, database service there. But here we are looking at it. Cloud is being infrastructure being hosted over here, hardware, and these applications environments being used to develop the application. These are applications with which it will be interacting, fetch the data on its need, and then it is going to other servers. And also finally, eventually, this is the final application like Google Calendar, Google Gmail, Salesforce.com, GTalk, and different other applications. Now comes this performance testing challenges of SaaS-based application. I think I'll stop over here first. You to have a brief look over the architecture, so that then we'll go next. I'll give you 1 minute pause again. Okay, we'll go to next one now. So performance, now we talk about majorly functional or other aspects of testing of the SaaS application. Here will be coming up performance testing challenges SaaS application. The challenge of testing cloud-based environments go well beyond just the size and complexity of the environment. The dynamic nature of the cloud infrastructure means you must effectively test for an ever-changing environment. Unlimited web services and application, elastic demand, morphing usage patterns, dynamic resource allocation, load coming from diverse IPs across the world. So here is a, basically eventually cloud infrastructure. Here is the data cap. Here is the business logic. It's a modular database. This is in SAP server. This is Andy. So first of all, if you test the performance, you have hosted application, the same application. So you have to test it for a hybrid solution, test the private and public cloud separately. Your test should run for several hours with varying size nodes. You need to ensure that the cloud can sustain heavy loads and concurrency and consistently deliver solid performance for all the transactions. Then test the inter-cloud connectivity between them. Make sure this connection is not a bottleneck. After hybrid cloud measurement, it is time to analyze the impact of encryption, transformation, data replication, and various ways that data is being manipulated to address security, compliance, reliability, and scalability requirements. It is critical to understand the impact of these problems on overall performance of the system. You now have a solid foundation for your business services. You can focus all of energy in the performance of your services. Test each service individually first, then test the flow of the data from various combinations of service calls that the system is expected to perform. Put these services through rigorous testing and measure the performance for load, sustainability, concurrency, etc. After business logic has met the performance requirement, it is time to test the systems as a whole. After this point, you have tested the system at different layers within the architecture and then different components within the layers. Now it is time to test the system holistically in the eyes of the user. So eventually, if you look at it, the two types of testing we approach. Just to number one is you have to, if the application hosts to multiple clouds, you have to test per cloud and then all the clouds together. And then we are suggesting that you have to test each web service separately, then put them together like data orchestration, right? And then test it out. Now here are some of the references I put from Gomez CTO. It is important to simulate the load to the infrastructure that is coming from different IP locations, different methods, and from different places in the world. Since scalability is also questionable parameter when looking for a good cloud service, so testing the cloud application. Simulating that load is easier said than done. However, again, Mr. Survey, most tools have worked with simulate one client and so we need to simulate thousands of clients and so with different IP addresses. These are flavors of performance testing you can do. So here is a question from you guys. How much time it takes to upload 10 gigabytes of data on slideshare.net? Okay, I'm hoping everybody knows what slideshare.net. Okay. Um, I'm still hoping you guys know it. You can even let me know by chat also. So anyhow, the point is that it's a PPT sharing website where people share all the PPTs like docs.google.com or google.com. In fact, so now security testing for infrastructure as a service. So when you have, like you're renting out a infrastructure for a service, right, for some 2 months, 1 month. You want to make sure that this is the right hardware and doesn't have a downtime, doesn't have any issues. So what are things which should get tested into that one before it comes to you? So it is very frequent changes, too many pages, lots of privileges which you have to test, a lot of Ajax comes. Tools haven't matured when it comes to security testing for SaaS to test data partitioning and security and to test data integrity. Okay. Now it comes to security testing of the infrastructure. It can be physical, like if the servers are being kept in a cage, or they have a proper room where there is a security ID and all that stuff, and a lot of other things. Right? So using the cloud for the testing, I think I'll not cover it up over here. This is very last 2-3 slides because I will be taking that in a one more separate lecture because so that you people have a level of understanding. So what I'll do is let me go back. So we have tested the cloud implementations. We have seen how to test a software functionally and from performance perspective, and then from the security testing perspective. Both the things, infrastructure as a service and also software as a service. So these are the major 4 things we have covered up today to see that how to make sure the testing of the applications happens correctly and we have a confidence over there. Okay. So that's all from my side for the lecture. Any questions we can please ask. Keshav, I did. Hello. Keshav. Yeah, Keshav, I'm done then. How do you want to open the forum for the questions? Yeah, I can see it. So should I start answering it? Okay. 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 So here the questions are already with me. So what I'll do is I'll read through each question and I'll try to answer it. What is a trigger and when we use it after insert and before insert? It has been asked by P. Shiva. He has left the session already. I don't understand the question, so I'll not be able to answer it. The condemned self-service is like a bouncer. Could you please explain the components? Vinod Kumar has asked it. Sorry, I also don't know it. I'm not from a development background of the cloud. I have only utilized it more from the testing perspective. Hi Ramesh, these statistics are from 2000. I am sure the scenario has changed over the last 3 years. Then the question has been asked by Ask Buddha. And yeah, 1 minute. Hello. Okay. Okay. I actually. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, I mean the numbers have obviously changed, but the good thing is the definitely direction is more about adoption of cloud and rather rejection of the cloud. Because the thing is, the IT budgets are getting reduced every quarter, every year with the customers. They definitely want to find a way through which they can manage these things with a lesser cost. What is virtualization? See, virtualization is nothing but it's just a slicing up of a hardware into multiple pieces, which can be used at the same time by multiple parties. It's very basic, I think. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Any other questions you want to ask from me from the audio perspective? Because there are only 4 questions written. I have already answered it. How cloud testing is different from normal web testing? Yeah, that is what Shridhar GS has asked. See, that is what I have told in the PPT, that no, there are a lot of aspects in the cloud-based applications that are different, which are not there true in the web-based application, because web-based applications are normally standalone. They don't have any regulatory issues. They don't have a lot of things which I told. Right? Why to do? What are features of the cloud-based testing? Like I'll take you to that slide. Just 1 minute. See, okay. If you look at this one, you'll find there's so many different cloud solutions for which we need to do the testing, make sure that the testing gets done. And for which we are doing this kind of testing, most of it is not done by this application. Okay. Hi, is cloud testing good area for research? Prakash B has asked me. Yeah, it's very good area of research. It's a fairly growing area and there's a good number of jobs also. Now, one more question before that. Manoj Khetarpal has asked difference between infrastructure as a service and platform as a service. Yeah, that I already explained. So this is very basic. Infrastructure as a service and platform as a service. Right. Okay, what else? What are the questions? What is meant by SLA? Suresh Kumar. SLA is nothing. You are trying to see that there's a certain way of measuring the performance of anybody. You get marks in exam, right? Same way you have SLA concept over here. Let me show you the SLA data where they have shown very good SLA. Here it is, right? Amazon EC2, Bitrefinery, GoDaddy 99.5%, Rackspace 100%. Okay, yeah, okay, tell me anything else. Okay, that's all. Shall we apply exploratory testing while testing cloud applications? Prakash V has asked. Yeah, we'll have to same methodology of the testing does get applied in the cloud application. Only thing is the testing need to be more exhaustive, more comprehensive. You cannot have a very simple and easy formatted testing for cloud-based applications. How do we sync up data centers? There's nothing. It's not like you sync up the whole data center at one shot. The one data center might have 1 lakh machines, but you'll be only syncing up 5, 10, 20, depending on the one particular application which is running in the front end. So that's what I know. I may not be an expert into it. I'll check it out. Okay. Anything else? Data centers. Hi, do testers have any standard mechanism for reporting exploratory testing results like you mentioned? To be honest speaking, no, I don't know. I've not done a lot of exploratory testing. So I don't know. I think there must be generic templates only for reporting the results. Yeah. So, can cloud services be accessible from mobile devices? Yeah, anything. Mahendra Gandhi has asked. Yeah, the cloud devices are like any normal device here.
I think most of the questions have been answered. So we'll wait for a minute or so and then we can conclude the session.
Okay, thank you everyone. So I think bye.
Yeah, we can conclude the session now.
Okay. Sure. Thank you everyone. So I hope everybody had a good time in listening to this lecture. We'll be definitely coming up with the further lectures also in coming weeks. And sorry for all the confusion happened on the way because of logistics issues over here. But next time we'll make sure that this is not doesn't happen. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Rupesh, for your informative session on higher business ROI through cloud-based testing environments. It was indeed an enlightening session. I would also like to thank our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of this webinar will be made available on techgig.com by tomorrow. Gentlemen, the next session in TechGig webinar series is happening on March 3rd, Saturday at 3 p.m. Topic for the webinar is Drupal implementation, fastest and easiest way of creating and managing a website. We'll be having Ms. Mughal Rehana Mujawar, Head Technology at Endesoft Consulting Private Limited as our guest speaker. So see you all on Saturday 3 p.m. Thank you.